Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Teveron here, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Magic, where we are once again on the aggro train. In the very recent past, we have played both red-white vehicles and black-red aggro that also had vehicles in it. Today we're going to be meshing those two decks together into something we're going to be calling Mar-Dune-Buggies, which is a very low-curve, hyper-aggressive build. Very large number of one-drops. As you shall see as we go through the deck list, we are running Kytheon, Hero of Akros, as the best one-drop 2-1 in Magic Duels. He has a lot of upside with his ability to gain Indestructible and to flip into Gideon Battleforged. We're also running two Toolcraft Exemplar, which can be swinging as a 3-2 as early as turn 2. 3 Expedition Envoy, another 1-mana 2-1, though this time it has no other abilities. Also 3 Suntail Hawk, a 1-mana 1-1 that has evasion in the form of flying. 1 Goblin Glory Chaser, which is a 1-mana 1-1 that has renown, and when it becomes renowned it has menace. Also 3 Inventor's Apprentice, or Nerd Ape, as many have taken to calling her. A 1-mana 1-2 that if we control an artifact is a 2-3. And we do have quite a few artifacts in the deck, so most of the time we will have an artifact out for her. We're running 2 Bomat Courier, very aggressive creature, an artifact, 1-mana 1-1 that has haste. When it attacks, it exiles the top card of our library face down, and at some point, if we have the mana up and the desire to, we can sacrifice it, discard our hand, and put all cards exiled with it into our hand. Also, 3 Veteran Motorist, a 2-mana 3-1 that serves the dual purpose, well, triple purpose really, of first of all being a 3-1 creature for 2 mana, but he also scries, so hopefully that will help us to keep the beats coming, and any vehicle he crews gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Also, Scrapheap Scrounger as a recurring threat. The black splash in this deck is very light. There are only 2 cards that are actually needing black mana. Scrapheap Scrounger is the first of those, though he doesn't need it in his casting cost. His recursion ability does require a black mana. 2 Smuggler's Copter. After all, what is a vehicle deck if you're not running the best vehicle? 3 Harness Lightning, the first of our removal spells. For 2 mana, we can kill a creature up to 3 toughness, or bigger if we happen to have more energy. Ride Down is something that I have only started using very recently. I saw a couple of other people use it, both in real-life paper Magic and on Magic Duels, and it was quite impressive to me as a way to get through big blockers that otherwise would just eat your creatures. It destroys target blocking creature, and creatures that were blocked by that creature this combat gain trample until end of turn. We are also running 2 Depala, Pilot Exemplar, another very great utility creature. She is a 3-mana 3-3. She pumps our dwarves, though we don't have a ton of them. She pumps our vehicles, which we have a few of, and she can potentially draw us more dwarves and vehicles. The next vehicle on our list is a pair of Cultivator's Caravan, which serves the dual purpose of being a 5/5 vehicle and also fixing our mana as it taps for 1 mana of any color. We're running 3 Unlicensed Disintegration, 3 mana removal, just straight up destroy target creature, and if we control an artifact, which most of the time we should, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. The last of our vehicles, and at the top of our curve, are a pair of Fleetwheel Cruiser. Trample Haste, 5/3, doesn't have to be crewed the first turn you cast it. I don't know that we could ask for much more. And, also at the top of our curve, Gideon, ally of Zendikar, who is a great 5/5 indestructible beater, can flood the board with 2/2 Knight, ally tokens, or just pump the rest of our team with his emblem ability. We are running a very low land count, only 22, 4 plains, 4 mountains, 2 Needle Spires, 1 Smoldering Marsh, 2 Clifftop Retreat, 2 Isolated Chapel, 2 Dragonskull Summit, and 3 Aether Hub. Well, that's the list. Let's see if we can't go slay some nerds. Yeah, this is a bit slow, though I think it's still keepable. We're going to lead off with Needle Spires, I believe. We will then drop Inventor's Apprentice and Bomat Courier the next turn, as it has haste, and we'll pump the Inventor's Apprentice. However, if we draw an untapped land, we will probably just go Veteran Motorist, if it's the right colors, or something similar, and voila. So, let's scry, shall we? I've got 3 lands in hand. I have all my color sources. I think I want to get one more land. We'll take the plains and push the other to the bottom. That will guarantee, should we draw Gideon or a Fleetwheel Cruiser, that we'll be able to cast them. Alright, Smuggler's Copter for the opponent. So, this turn, we will probably go Cultivator's Caravan into Bomat Courier. Or we could go Cultivator's Caravan into Inventor's Apprentice, and then drop the Courier the next turn. I think I want to play the Courier this turn. That way Inventor's Apprentice... No, actually, I'm going to play the Inventor's Apprentice. Sorry for waffling back and forth there, folks. Then we will swing for 3. Now, next turn, if it survives, Veteran Motorist can crew the Caravan. Inventor's Apprentice and Bomat Courier can swing, and we will also have enough mana to cast Unlicensed Disintegration in addition to all that nonsense. There's a Gear Shift Ace for the opponent. Probably crewing up the Copter, and indeed he is. So we will be getting Coptered in the face. We want to hold up our Unlicensed Disintegration so that we can kill the opponent's Copter next turn, or should they deploy something more formidable, kill that instead. Doesn't appear that they are going to be presenting any blockers for us, so that is good. Alright, let's see if we can't do some damages. Ooh, Depala. However, if we play Depala, we won't be able to hold up Unlicensed Disintegration, so I don't guess it's that worth it. Let's play our Bomat Courier. Yeah, that's fine. Then we will crew with the Motorist, as he's the only one that can do it singly, and he also pumps up our Cultivator's Caravan. And then we will swing for 9 damage. Seems okay. Plus the trigger from Bomat Courier there. And pass. Alright, crewing the Copter. We want to kill that before they actually get to the point they can swing with it. We don't want them to get their loot, if possible. Pause, please. And disintegrate that sucker. And do some damage as well. Well, they've had enough. We will play it out till the bitter end, just in case it was premature. I don't think it was, especially if all they have is the Speedway Fanatic there. And no reason not to. Here's Depala. She can jump in the Cultivator's Caravan. Sure. Pay 1. That's all we have. Ah, we hit. Too bad the game's over. Still, a hit's a hit. And I will see you guys in the next game. Okay, I think this is a definite keep. Alrighty. Well, there's a thriving turtle over there, so we're up against some sort of energy build. It seems we'll lead off with our Smoldering Marsh. That will allow our buddy lands here to come into play untapped. Fumarole, and we're going to get hit for 1, it looks like. Okay, well, we're going to play out our Smuggler's Copter. What else is going on with the opponent here? Do apologize, my voice is feeling rather scratchy today. Don't know how that's translating through on the microphone. Aether Torch Rogue. Probably want to deal with that sooner rather than later. It can only do its 6 damage to a player. Yes, okay. Well, that turtle is getting a bit large. We'll just continue to play out our duels. Play our Apprentice. Crew this Copter, then we will loot before we play the Scrounger, just in case that's the thing we want to discard. Alrighty, see what we get here. A Caravan. That's pretty good. Probably just want to discard this mountain in that case. And we'll play out our Scrounger. May end up having to kill the turtle instead of the Aether Torch Rogue. Especially since that's what they're spending their energy on at the moment. And it is getting fairly large. Alright, both of them coming now. Well, I can't block, so we're going to be taking this, however much it ends up being. Looks like just 4. Alright, Aether Hub for the opponent, and pass. Well, there's a nice little Inventor's Apprentice for us. Let's go ahead and play that out. And we will crew with it. Nerdate to the Copter. Alright, Glimmer from the opponent. That means we are free and clear to use our Unlicensed Disintegration without fear of a counterspell here. After our attack and loot, of course. Or we could just deploy the Cultivator's Caravan. Yes, please. Ooh, 2 disintegrations. Yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to Ride Down for now. It's kind of situational card. It has been good for me in the past, though I realize that thus far in these couple of games, we've mostly just discarded it. We'll go ahead and kill this turtle while they're tapped out, dealing 3 damage. Highland Lake, okay. So the question here for the opponent is, can they muster enough blockers and or removal to survive this next turn? Well, they're attacking. So they must have something that's going to go on. Displacement wave, okay. No, I guess we're going to be redeploying things. Bomat Courier's nice. Let's Caravan into Copter. Then we can play out our stuff and crew these things and hopefully finish this thing out. Though we are at 12 life ourselves, so we need to be a bit careful. Okay, opponent swinging again here. Means they have something up their sleeve. I wonder. Well, let's try an Inventor's Apprentice. We'll try a Scrounger. And we'll try a Courier. Alright, well, we will crew the Caravan with the Scrounger. And we'll crew the Copter with the Courier and leave Inventor's Apprentice on blocking duty. Alright, Gearhulk then. So something's dying, I'd imagine? Or they're just drawing cards. Yep, be blocking the Caravan here. So they will go to 3. Yes, please. We will discard the planes. Alrighty. And play out our Needle Spires. We have potential lethal through Smuggler's Copter and through Unlicensed Disintegration next turn. Okay, Aether Touch, or Torch rather, is killing Bomat Courier. Collective Defiance also, or not. Yes. Alrighty. So we'll go to 8. They could swing us down to 3 with the Gearhulk, but leaving it on defense. So we are going to play Inventor's Apprentice. And we could just disintegrate this. I guess there is no 2-mana spell that could stop us from disintegrating their guy. So we'll just do that. Alright, good deal. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't really think we can keep this, though I guess if we draw a land, we're in great shape. Do we risk this? No. Alright, this is a lot better. Yeah. We will go Exemplar into Copter, into Caravan, it looks like. At least with what's in our hand at the moment. Alright, so our Exemplar is going to get the hit for 3 at least once here. Alright, play out our Mountain and our Copter. And I was almost ready to crew that. Vehicles don't have haste unless, you know, they say they have haste, so that would have been very bad. Alright, let's hope our stuff stays alive. As it sits right now, we can actually caravan into Exemplar next turn. Alright, Deathcap Cultivator. We could also just kill that thing, seeing as how it is a mana accelerant. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, play out our Exemplar. And then Harness Lightning this guy. We will crew with our Sick Dwarf and swing for 6. Oops. All those triggers. There we go. Finally trigger done. Goodbye, Dragonskull Summit. Another turtle. Okay. Well, Turtle appears to be very popular today, doesn't he? Let's Caravan. And then Apprentice. And we will crew with Apprentice. And go to combat. This time, let's wait for all the triggers. There we go. And attack. Yes, please. Goodbye. Which do we want? I guess we want the Copter at the moment. We certainly have enough creatures on board to crew it as is. Alrighty. Nature's way. Something's dying. Goodbye, dwarf. Are you delirious? No. Well, let's play our Inventor's Apprentice. Then we will crew with the Sick Apprentice. We will go to combat, let the trigger resolve, then pause, and it's big enough now, so we'll crew our Caravan with the Exemplar. And then swing for the win. Well, that was very quick and brutal. And I will see you guys in the next game. Yeah, not keepable. This, however, seems okay. We'll start with Gideon, as we have no guarantee we'll have an artifact on turn 2. Hopefully our Motorist can help us to find that. And or find a second white source for our Gideon. Well, there's a black source, so that's good. For right now, though, we need to go ahead and play our Motorist. I actually think we want both of these. Maybe not the Suntail Hawk. We'll take the Vent. And swing for 2. Let's see what the opponent is up to. Avacyn's Judgment. Well, that's unfortunate. Bye-bye, my little critters. Alright, well, this is what we got, so this is what we do. Thing in the ice, okay? I see. Bomat Courier? That is interesting. However, I think it is much more relevant to get our Gideon out. I actually could have swung with the Exemplar, seeing if they didn't want to block, because I could have had a Hardened Lightning to finish it off, but... And skip attack. No real reason to swing, now that we've already cast our Gideon. Ooh, okay, now. Let's make Gideon a 5/5. Let's also cast our Courier. And Depala. We're going to hold this land in hand as a sort of bluff. And swing. Alright. So that's a goodly amount of damage. We'll go ahead and play our mountain now so that we can sack this Courier should they try to kill it. Looks like they're trying to flip their thing in the ice here. They could do it if they draw enough low mana spells here. They only need 3 more to flip it and bounce all of the non-horror creatures on our side. Their side too, but they don't currently have any non-horror creatures. Horror. There's Cathartic Reunion, that's a start. What did you pitch? Another Glimmer and a Take Inventory. Alrighty. There's a second thing in the ice. So I'm guessing we're not going to see a thing in the ice flipped. So you're going to Lightning Axe something. Depala, okay. Seems reasonable. They only need 1 more spell to flip this one. That's almost certainly going to happen next turn. Alright, Inventor's Apprentice. Let's pick up Gideon and attack. Bomat Courier, scrounging another card. We're probably going to crack the Courier here to try to draw a kill spell for Thing in the Ice. However, first, we're going to play out our Apprentice. Alright, that didn't do it. Let's just drop our hand. It's just going to get bounced, but it's the principle. Alright, Cathartic Reunion, Thing in the Ice is going to flip. Oh, these creatures are going back to our hand. Well, this one's going into non-existence as it is a token. Then they have to decide whether they want to swing and kill Gideon or save a blocker for our Shambling Vent, which could come at them next turn. Also, if we drew a Fleetwheel Cruiser, then they'd be dead without, well, you know, barring they have removal for it in hand. So they are going to kill Gideon. Alright, well that's a bit unfortunate. Let us activate our Shambling Vent here. See if we can connect for 2. Looks like no. So they would have been able to kill a Fleetwheel Cruiser as well. Alright, Exemplar. And Apprentice. And we'll hope this land. Dynavolt Tower. Well, if we don't end this rather quickly, that Dynavolt Tower is going to give us a fit. What we need to draw is Unlicensed Disintegration. Okay. So they do have removal in hand. Otherwise, they wouldn't be swinging. They have a 1-mana spell, Galvanic Bombardment, or Fiery Temper, so they can kill one and then have enough energy with the Dynavolt to kill the other. That's a good draw. Let's get them to go ahead and use those. Alright, Lightning Axe. There's Dynavolt Energy. Unfortunately, we do not have an artifact at present, so this is not going to deal the 3 damage it would otherwise. Wait. Cancel, please. Oh, it wasn't our main phase, gotcha. Inventor's Apprentice. And Disintegration. Alrighty. Kind of in top deck wars here, it seems. Well, Chandra kind of helps out on their side, that's for sure. So is she going to kill my Apprentice or tick up? She's ticking up. For mana. Ah, Niblis of Frost. I see. That makes sense. Smuggler's Copter. It's a fairly good draw. Go ahead and play that out. Let's hope they don't draw an instant or a sorcery. Or a spell of any kind, just land would be fine. Alright, ticking up again with Chandra. And getting a bombardment? Yes. Well, sorry, little Inventor's Apprentice. At least it didn't kill you. Well, Needle Spires is something. It's a threat, at least. If they manage to ultimate Chandra, this game is going to be over very quickly and not in our favor. Alright, and they are poring over the pages here. Well, Niblis is going to keep our Inventor's Apprentice locked down. They now have enough energy to activate their Dynavolt Tower as well. So I think this game is slipping away. Yep, Chandra can ultimate next turn. So what we need here is another unlicensed disintegration, I think. And for them not to have a counterspell. Well, speak, and you shall be given. Alright. I guess now's as good a time as any to try to do this. Okay. So they are definitely wanting to ultimate Chandra, it seems. We're going to keep holding on to this Plains. That did make them spend 5 energy. There's a Glimmer. So now they're going to be back up to 6 energy. So they have an activation of Dynavolt available. All it's going to take is for them to ultimate Chandra and then cast 2 spells and we're dead. Well, there's one. We're dead. Good game, opponent. That was awesome. They stabilized really well there. That was impressive. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll lead off with the Expedition Envoy, I do believe. Alright, so we need a black source since we've drawn one of our black mana requirements there. Ooh, vampires it seems. Here's Aerith Falconwraith for you. Goblin Glory Chaser, okay. Well, let's swing and see if they want to block this Envoy. And it seems not. Well, we'll play our Retreat. Then we're going to play out our Glory Chaser. Plus our Toolcraft Exemplar, and then Depala can pump him up on the next turn. Okay, we will not be blocking. They can flip her just by discarding a card into something we would have to double block to kill. Alright, Fiery Temper's going to be dealing with something here. Or just going to our face, depending on what the opponent wishes to do. Just going to our face. Alrighty. Very aggressive. Okay, Fury Blade Vampire. I gotcha. Well, let's play out Depala, shall we? Then we will swing with the 2 that can actually kill or trade with the Fury Blade. Alright. Are we going to activate the Fury Blades, or pay for the Fury Blades trigger? It appears we are. So here the question is, do we want to sacrifice Depala to soak up 3 points of damage from the Fury Blade here, as it is trample. And it may actually be worth it. Yeah. Alrighty. Finally, we got some black. That is good. However, it comes into play tapped, so not until next turn. Well, let's play our Courier. Seven. They're 3 points off of killing us, so we should probably leave something back to block. We have the Expedition Envoy to do that. And we will swing. Oops. There we go. A little bit of lag there. Alright, our Glory Chaser has become renowned. They are at 7. We're going to play our Expedition Envoy and hope we don't die. So I don't know if the opponent is slow rolling us or if they're just that deep in the tank. Looks like they're just swinging with the air. We can't block that, so we won't. And let's see if this happens. Okay, they have their own unlicensed disintegration. That's fine. We've still got 7 damage, so you're going to need another removal spell here. And they don't have it. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a nail-biter. I'll see you guys in the next game. Okay, I think this is keepable. We definitely do need to draw some non-white lands, besides the Aether Hub. We do have Cultivator's Caravan that will allow us to produce some other colors, though. Hello, Depala. Well, we are going to lead off with Kytheon. Hello, Speedway Fanatic. The ladder is full of aggro today. And we're one of them, I suppose. Do we want to block? No. We'll just try to race for the moment. That helps a lot. They're tapped out, no use to sandbag our play. Swing for 2 here. If we can keep Gideon alive and get him to flip, that would be extremely good for us. Most likely he's just going to get removed before we get to make our 3rd land drop and have his indestructible ability available to us. Or not. Copter Engineer, so Kytheon is going to be living here. No blocks. We are going to lose one of these Expedition Envoys if the opponent blocks correctly, which I assume they will. Let's play our land so that we have his indestructible ability available, just in case they don't block correctly. Okay, they are. I expected that. Alright, let's untap this guy, girl rather. I guess it's debatable. This creature, make it indestructible until next turn. Then we will go Cultivator's Caravan into Goblin Glory Chaser. We've got either Gideon or Depala available to us next turn, should the board state stay as is. Ooh, Renegade Freighter, alrighty. And they can give it haste because of the Speedway Fanatic. Okay, so we would have to block with both of these to soak up enough damage. Well, even that wouldn't, because it would be 3-4. So Gideon is dying. Luckily, we have this other Gideon in our hand. However, I think the correct play here is almost certainly Depala. Crew with her. And we'll pay 1 mana, please. Don't want to pay with the Caravan we're crewing. And then we'll swing. Alrighty, pass back. And a Caravan on the opponent's side now. So they can actually crew both of these up and swing this turn. Well, not quite. They don't quite have enough power on the board. They could for sure crew the Caravan. It would take 2, at least 2, one of which being the Speedway Fanatic. They need 1 more power on board to be able to also crew the Renegade Freighter. Well, now that's not such an issue. However, they did have to use the Caravan to cast the Veteran Motorist. Okay, crewing with the Fanatic again. And once again, we will not be blocking. Going to 9 here. Suntail Hawk. Okay, I mean, that can block the Copter. So, we've got some options. Gideon, chief amongst them. Question is, what do we do with him once we play him? Kind of tempted to just emblem him. I actually think that's probably the best thing to do. Want to not use the Caravan, please. And emblem. Alright. Now we can crew this Caravan with our Expedition Envoy. And we can also hold Depala back to block quite a lot. Alright, sacrificing Thopter Engineer there. Almost certainly going to have to chump with Goblin Glory Chaser this coming turn, probably on the Cultivator's Caravan here. Chief of the Foundry, alrighty. And Smuggler's Copter. Right, we can't block that. They can crew that with the Speedway Fanatic. Then use Veteran Motorist to crew probably Renegade Freighter since it has Trample. This is another very, very close game mathematically here. There is a potential of 6 unblockable here. But they're going to crew the Caravan instead. I guess they could also crew the Freighter with the Chief of the Foundry. So actually I feel like we're just dead. So 6 for sure is getting through. We can't block it. The 5/4 has Trample. So what we're going to have to do to live is chump with Glory Chaser here and then have Depala soak up 4 points of damage on the Freighter. Alright, and if we do that, if we top deck a creature that can crew Cultivator's Caravan, then we've got them on the crackback. So it's a slim chance, but a chance nonetheless. And they are swinging with everything. They could have held back the Thopter and still had potentially lethal while keeping themselves from dying. Unless I've miscalculated the math here. Okay. Block. And huzzah! I guess we don't really want either of these. Not that it's going to come to drawing them in the first place, but still. On to the next game. I'm going to keep this. Again, it's a hand that's a little slowed, but it does have a lot of potential. And I think this is going to be our last game of this episode. I'm not actually sure how much footage I've got to edit down, as I've been interrupted several times during the process, but hopefully it's around the usual length once I'm done with it. And if not, I do apologize. Okay, I guess we'll go with that then. Was going to Veteran Motorist. Smuggler's Copter seems like the better option. And after these additional games, besides the testing, I'm actually not sure now about the ride downs in the deck. Probably shouldn't be in here as a full 3 of. It was good several times for me in testing, but during these games that we've played during the video here, it's just never had an opportunity to actually shine. So I'm not sure. Alrighty. Alright, that's a good draw there. We are going to Motorist, I think. That will help with our loot on the Smuggler's Copter as well. Ooh. Yeah, I want both of these. I want the mountain first, I think. No, I actually want the planes first. And crew. Here we go. Yes, please. Alright, drew our planes. Going to pitch our Scrounger here. We'll play the planes and play our Envoy. Oath of Lily. Okay, well, we'll be sacrificing the Envoy then. Need to deal with this Nissa before she's able to flip. We do have Harnessed Lightning in hand to do just that. Actually, hopefully we can get the opponent to block this Veteran Motorist when we attack with it this turn and we can ride her down. Of course, they could just swing, and they are. Seems reasonable. Alright, we will play our Mountain. Play our Glory Chaser. And Glory Chaser will hop in the chopper. Think we'll still ride down the Elvish Visionary if they block with it. Suntail Hawk, probably better than the Dragonskull Summit at this point. Alright, and at last we get some use out of a ride down. Have I already used my... Doggone it. I guess I did use my Aether Hub mana. Energy, rather. Oh yeah, on Veteran Motorist. Yeah, I'm a moron. Of course, you guys already knew that, so no surprise. Suppression Bond on the chopper? Yes. Well, now maybe we'll get to ride down something. Now that I actually have red mana available when I want it. This will also allow our Goblin Glory Chaser to become renowned. And we'll play our land and pass. Probably have to start getting in with the Shambling Vents next turn if we don't need to Harness Lightning anything. Another Oath of Lily, really? Okay. Goodbye, Hawk. Well, we're drawing all the lands. Yes. Now we have up mana for Harnessed Lightning as well. Read the bones, okay? Please don't draw anything good. Okay, Evolving Wilds is quite alright by me. Alright. Well, I guess we just continue trying to get there. Really expecting a murder or a grasp of darkness at some point. There it is. Okay, going for the Glory Chaser. And we'll hold this land for the moment. No real need to play it out yet. Alright, Nissa. Well, Nissa makes 5/5s that are perfectly capable of blocking my Shambling Vent, that's for certain. So is the Zambi. Unlicensed Disintegration, though. That's a whole nother deal. Yeah, I was really confused there for a second. Don't know why it said it couldn't be targeted. Most definitely can. But anyway, that will do it for this episode of Friday Night Magic, friends. I thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video despite all my bungling misplays this episode. If you have, please leave a like below. It really does help tremendously. And subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I have been Teveron, and until next time, be excellent to each other.